What's up, you guys? How are you? How are you doing? Uh, the progress so far is good. It's pleasing, and I really thank God for how far we have come and just how far we are going. We are a few days to Christmas, and I hope you are preparing. I hope you are excited for even the grand finale of these episodes that we have had so far. And if you are listening to this right now, we are on day 15 of our episodes airing. And so from day one, we spoke about this series really focusing on how women can live in their purpose, how women can find their purpose and live the life that they were meant to live. And so I know that sometimes living a life of purpose can really set the bar so high and raise the standard so much so that some other people get stressed along the way whenever they don't achieve whatever they set to achieve, or whenever they fail to fulfill those that whatever you desired to achieve, maybe by the age of 20, maybe by the age of 30, maybe by 25, 40, or even 50, or whatever age that you are. And so guilt and regrets starts kicking in, and you start feeling so bad about yourself. And so that is not the intention of this series. As much as we want to push ourselves to live a life of purpose, to live the life that we were meant to live, and working according to the will of God and making the greatest of our time here on earth, it's also important to remember that there's time for everything. And as much as we have so much potential and purpose within us, there's time for everything, and you really just need to accept where you are at the moment, because as we normally hear so many people saying that you are exactly where you were meant to be at that particular time. Whatever you're going through, hold on and just be strong in that moment, because that is where you are exactly supposed to be at that particular time of your life. So today we also have inspiration from this particular woman called Alexys Gabrielle. And if you guys don't know who she is also a YouTuber. She is an actress, and so she has a YouTube channel together with her husband Cody. The channel is called Cody and Lexi. You guys can go check them out right maybe after watching this episode, because I want you to stay along until the end of this episode. So don't just check out yet. So she is married for 7 years to her high school sweetheart Cody, and they are blessed with a beautiful 1-year-old baby girl. So Alexis recently I think she just turned 31 years old, and in that season of reflection, just as we said that this Christmas season is reflection, whenever your birthday comes around, you start reflecting and thinking about how far you've come, how far you're going. And sometimes really not, in all honesty, sometimes you start thinking about how life is catching up with you, or just how time is going so fast, faster than you thought. Or sometimes you either proud of how far you've come, or you start getting scared of, will I really get to where I want to get at this particular time? Because living a life of purpose, you also have to have a timeline. You also have to set goals so that you make sure you achieve them, and so that you are actually living purposefully, right? So that not every road will take you where you want to go. And I mean, we know that life is a winding road. We really can't tell where it goes. But as much as sometimes we fall, we also rise. And whatever Alexis was trying to say in one of her Instagram posts, she says, I can't lie, I was complaining. Maybe venting is a better word. There are so many things I want to accomplish and thought I would have by now. A woman I love dearly said the words that have stuck with me for weeks now. Alexis, you can have everything you want in life. You just can't have it all at once. words that a few years ago would have made me ask, why not? As I'm assuming that one of you listening right now probably already asked that question of why not. And I do too. I ask why not a lot of times. So Alexys asks that out of her fear of losing one dream or another. And Alexys goes on to say, and quoting the scripture from the book of Ecclesiastes 3 verses 1 to 11. If you already know, it goes, there's a time for everything and a season for every activity under the heavens. A time to be born and a time to die. A time to plant and a time to uproot. A time to kill and a time to heal. A time to tear down and a time to build. A time to weep and a time to laugh. A time to mourn and a time to dance. A time to scatter stones and a time to gather them. A time to embrace and a time to refrain from embracing. A time to keep and a time to throw away. A time to tear and a time to mend. A time to be silent and a time to speak. A time to love and a time to hate. A time for war and a time for peace. And she just goes on. And so at the end of the verse, it says, God makes all things beautiful in its time. Just how beautiful. And my mind is blown right now because just 2 days ago, I was actually listening to a sermon by a pastor from Sitam, Nakuru. And she talked about how God makes all things beautiful in its own time. And so this can't be a coincidence. I mean, there's a purpose, there's a reason behind all these things just coming together and us finding inspiration from so many women who are in the same mindset. No matter how far apart we are in the world, women, it's a universal aspect, it's a universal force because we are all the same, we are all human beings. And so we feel the same, we go through the same issues. And so just as this 30-something-year-old lady talks of, I want to believe that she is in a season of life where she is beginning to look back and see how far she has come, what she has accomplished and what she has not, what goals she set for herself, and just maybe the ones that have not come to fruition yet and those that have come to fruition. And she is beginning to accept where she is at, and this is a continuous process. I mean, accepting where you are and accepting how far you've come is really a continuous process because each and every day you face so many, especially being in a social media world, we have so many ways to either inspire us or make us start comparing ourselves to other things. I mean, even for myself, there are so many young ladies whom I see on social media. They are in their very early 20s. Some of them are not even yet in their 20s, but they're really achieving so much. And sometimes you just sit back and you just have to accept that, yes, there's a time for everything. But then again, we are unique. We are on a unique timeline. Even when it comes to death, we will not all die in the same age. Some will go earlier, some will go later, and the same way some people will achieve their dreams earlier, others will achieve theirs later. Maybe for you, some of the dreams will never come to pass, but you just have to be happy for where you are, for how far you've come, because at the end of it all, you need to be happy and you need to live in the present, and you need to ask yourself, like, where I am right now, what is God telling me right now? What is God showing me here? Because you know how they say, with those who can be trusted with little will be trusted with much. So probably you are asking for so much than you can actually be trusted with at the moment. You're probably in your moment of very little, and you are just looking towards the much that you want. But God is asking you, can I trust you with this that you have right now? Can I really trust you with this little that I have given you right now so that I can bless you with even more? So the moment, I feel like the moment you are in regret, or the moment you are so doubtful of yourself, you are sort of holding your hand into a fist. And the moment you open up your hand, you are allowing yourself to live in the moment, and not only live in the moment, but also receive so much that that period of time has to offer. And the moment you start receiving is the moment you begin to grow. And so growth also comes with acceptance and letting go of guilt, and just believing that life will happen, and you will get there. You may not get there in one day. You may not get there. Sorry guys, there was just a little bit of a disturbance, but I am back, and I really don't know. I think I lost my chain of thought, but I was speaking about appreciating where you are, and looking at how to grow, and just enjoying where you are, while at the same time not giving up on your goals, but just knowing that, just as Celeste said, you can have everything you want in life. You just can't have it all at once, okay? And so when you look around you and you see your friends are being successful, they are achieving whatever they wanted to achieve, you could ask yourself, so what is my purpose? Like, what do you really want to have in life? Because most of the time, people stress over different things, right? Maybe you are happy where you are, even if you're not as successful as some of the people around you are. And some of these successful people, really, you will find out that they're probably not so happy where they are, because they haven't discovered their purpose. So it's not all about the wealth. It's not all about the lifestyle that people are living. We want to look at it in a perspective of, is this my purpose? Is this what I was meant to be? Is this what God intends for me? Because even for Job in the Bible, he was a rich man. He had a lot of children, and he was living for God, okay? So you could think that he had it all, but the devil came to him and he lost everything that he had. But still he knew his purpose, and that's why he didn't give up. And so even in that moment of your great success, you probably haven't reached your purpose, because maybe God was trying to test him to see if this man really knows his purpose, really understands who he is, and really loves God that much. And God knew that this man loves me. And so in that moment of thinking that you have gotten there, or the goals that you're setting for yourself, you probably think, that day when I will be having 5 successful businesses, that's the time when I'll be so happy. That's the time when my purpose will have come true. But God really knows your purpose. You might get there and lose everything. What will you do at that time? So for Job, who had everything that he could have asked for, he had a wonderful wife, he had children, he had property, he had wealth, and he loved God and he served God. And he lost everything. If he didn't know his purpose at that time, we don't know what would have happened. He probably would have given in to all the discouragements and all the things that his friends and his wife was trying to tell him, maybe curse God and just die. And so if he didn't know his purpose, such moments of difficulty in life would have put him down. And so for Alexys over here, who has come to the realization that, yes, there's time for everything. I just can't be so sad and just feeling bad about where I am, and feeling bad that maybe time will go by and I will not achieve some of my dreams. It's not all about that. It's about looking towards, am I in my purpose right now? And if you feel like you are not living in your purpose, if you feel like you're not living fully as you should be, if you can cause impact in somebody's life and you are still scared and you're still shy of doing whatever you think you should be doing, give it a try. Just give it a try. It can be successful. Just as I said earlier, if you're being trusted with the little that you have right now? What are you doing with that little that you have, so that when you go to God and ask for more from Him, He will really have somewhere to bless. He will really have something to give you to multiply. He will really have a way of channeling your blessing into even something bigger. And so, yes, if I continue, I really don't know where I'm sort of taking this. I can take it through so many directions. But you guys, that's all I can say for today. Let's continue this conversation down in the comment section. I really look forward to more inspiration from you guys, because I also need inspiration. I also need encouragement. And if there's somewhere, any point that you feel like I am probably offending any of you guys, I'm probably not saying it correctly. If you feel like there's something that I could say in a better way, because I don't want to offend anyone, I don't want to cross anyone's lines, but I just want to speak in a way that builds all of us. Let me know down in the comment sections below, or reach out to me and just let me know, so that I can correct my parts, and so that we can all grow, all happy. And that's it for this episode. I will see you guys in the next ones. Merry Christmas. I wish you very good preparations. I hope you guys are happy. And yes, I will see you in the next one. Bye guys.